Good morning, everyone. I'm a little cockeyed, but I have my video camera wrapped around a pole, so hopefully I'm not making you nauseous. I'm afraid to touch it because I'm afraid it's going to fall off. Oh my gosh, there it went. I'm Robin Shea, and this is day 6 morning message for Before the Fork, the 28-day experience. I have so much to share with y'all. You know what? I'm just going to take this off and just hold it in my hand. There you go. Okay, I have so much to share with y'all this morning because I had a banner day yesterday up until about 7 o'clock, and that's what I want to talk to y'all about this morning. Okay, first of all, let me tell y'all about my slip up last night. We were celebrating Don, he's the monarch of this entire boat trip extravaganza that we take every year. And yesterday was Don's birthday, and his wonderful companion Sue made a delicious carrot cake, and then my sister's sister-in-law Shea made an amazing cheesecake. Okay, so typically under any other circumstances I could have knocked it out of the park. It wouldn't have been a huge temptation, even though out of all of the sweets in the entire universe, those two are my very, very favorite. But yesterday when I was out skiing, hi Reagan! Yesterday when I was out skiing, you know, I took a bunch of falls. So by about 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock yesterday, I had a really bad headache. And pain is one of my major triggers. If I have any trigger that really brings me weakness, it's pain. So last night I had this headache, and they were all going over to the other boat to celebrate Don's birthday. And I thought, well, I'm going to take a shower and then just go on and go to bed early and sleep off this headache. But I thought I'll just go over and wish Don happy birthday and watch him blow out his candles and that kind of thing. And I went over there and they started cutting up the cheesecake and the carrot cake. And I thought, honestly, the pain shut down my logical thinking, kicked in that hindbrain thinking, and although I tempered my pieces and they were very small, I did move forward with something that I hadn't planned on doing. So I was a little frustrated with myself, but I went straight to bed and I thought, all right, Robin, just let it go and go on and go to bed and be forgiving. You know all the rules, live them and do them. Okay, so had a little bit of a hiccup yesterday. And I immediately started thinking, okay, they're going to have a lot of leftover cheesecake. If I get another, and carrot cake, if I get another headache, what can I put in place? And I started journaling last night and put a few things in place that I could do for the next time that I am faced with that kind of temptation. So knowing your triggers is super, super helpful. It doesn't always mean that you're going to rise up to the challenge and be able to use your forebrain to overcome the temptation, but if you know your triggers, you can perhaps even avoid the situation altogether. I could have popped in, given Don a big hug, and then popped back out and not been faced with it, but that's not what I chose to do. So, I identified my trigger, which I already knew. I knew that trigger. And I was forgiving of myself. I went back and I journaled some alternatives to getting myself out of a situation when I was feeling that vulnerable. Okay, so on page 173, we have the day 6. Hey, Teresa. We have the day 6 message. And in this particular message, I really hope that you take time to read the message because it's about upgrading your decision making. And I thought that this was very important. I'm going to pop this right there. Hey, Kim. I thought that this was very important to put in this part of the book right here. Day 6, we're day 3 of phase 2. Back in the Happiness Ladder chapter, I talk about the creation mind or the creative mind versus the survival mind. And it is paramount that we understand how to switch between the two, that our survival mind is there to protect us, but it's there to protect us from a very rudimentary understanding of our world. Our creative mind is there to move us forward and to keep us moving on a path of elevated living. There's different ways that you can frame situations that will either activate the survival mind or activate the creative mind. That is the key to unlocking everything. Quieting that survival mind, appreciating that survival mind for what it's there to do, which is guide you away from danger, but to constantly be checking in with your creative mind so that you're moving forward in life. You know, if you're into any type of self-help, or if you listen to any type of self-help, then you're heightenedly aware of the distinction that's being made right now very widely in the self-help area, and that is the limitations of your survival mind, that hindbrain thinking, that major driver of our life. And what happens is it gets activated in our world, this modern society that we live in. There's different things that will activate that hind mind thinking that truly are not threats. And we have to learn the difference between what is an actual threat and what is a perceived threat. So today's message in the beginning on page 173 addresses that very, very thing, and what to do when you just can't turn off your survival mind and you feel like you're in a heightened state of alert all the time. Now, metabolically, and of course, you know, I always am going to try to tie this back to all three of the sciences, because I think that has been the missing link in all weight loss programs, is that connection between the spiritual science, the neuroscience, and the behavioral science. So when you get locked in to survival mind thinking, and you know, this can display itself as anxiety attacks, just a heightened sense of uncomfortableness with your environment. What happens inside your body metabolically are the hormones that are created through that survival instinct. They shunt blood away from all of your stomach and all of your visceral organs, and the blood is shunted out to your limbs. And this enables you to run and to be very fast and active and responsive or reactive to different situations. This was great when you were actually physically threatened. But when you're not being physically threatened and that blood is shunted out of your abdomen and into your limbs, then your abdomen, your digestion stops, your sense of hunger stops. That's why diet pills, they activate the fight or flight response in your mind. That's what suppresses your appetite, because the hierarchy of needs in your body, your physical hierarchy of needs, hunger takes precedence over most everything except fear and a few other heightened awareness emotions. So when you're put into a state of heightened awareness, your hunger becomes suppressed. And that's what the diet pills do, is they mess with your reward center in your brain. Okay, so what we want to do is we want to make sure that when we feel we're faced with a viable threat, that it's actually a threat. Because when the blood is shunted out of your stomach, your body's natural healing system is also suppressed. Everything that keeps you healthy, alive, and vibrant is suppressed. It takes a back seat to surviving. And that is another area of disease, entry for disease, whether it is mental, chemical reactions in your brain start to get glitches. So you start having anxiety and panic attacks or depression, or whether it actually manifests as illness within the body. So be very, very aware of that. Go back and read the happiness chapter, because I do touch on that a lot. But that's why our emotions are so, so very important. So I'm not going to take up much more of y'all's time this morning. Thank you for joining me. Go back, read today's message. I hope you started your day with a meditation. I know that I did. I'm looking to have a fabulous day. The headache is gone. I've got some plans in place for future temptations of the day. So I think I'm good there. I'm here with all the people I love. So that's wonderful. And life is good. So yeah, I had a hiccup yesterday. Wasn't earth-shattering, but I was very aware of what went wrong and what I can do next time to prevent it. So you guys keep the journaling up. I love you very much, and I will be back with you tomorrow. No, I'll be back with you tonight, and give you a little update on how I've done during the day. I wish y'all the best of luck today. I'm sending my love and my good energy your way, and I'll talk to you later tonight. Okay, bye-bye, y'all.